It's burning red, glamorous everywhere. It's on your tail and hunts you down to the ends of the earth. Its brand is burning, your stomach is churning. You better run home, because the black beast is chasing you down. When nervous faces now will hunt you down.
Hey guys, how's it going? Another day, another night on YouTube. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, it's pitch black out, but welcome to another video, another Novice Advice. I think that's what I'm calling this. You'll notice my memory gets a little, yeah. I got that 93 processing power in my brain. So, but today we're going to talk about what to do when you kind of get writer's block. You know, what can you do to kind of help work through that? I got up here on the screen that only I can see, I guess, that I got up here on the screen the top 5 things that have kind of really helped me help me get through writer's block. Some of it's advice that, you know, anybody will tell you, but this is just the stuff that's worked for me, and I think, you know, if you're out there writing or you just got some other, not just writing, you know, other stuff, these 5 things can kind of help you. So we're going to start with number 1. Hopefully this video is pretty short. I shouldn't turn this into a 30-minute video. I wouldn't think so. maybe I'll teching 101 and it'll be 20 minutes long. But we're going to start off with number 1, and that's just when you're writing and you're just, something's not working. Like this happened to me recently. Like I've been going ebbs and flows. I'll show you a spreadsheet later here, but I was going real good one night, and then unfortunately had to go to sleep. You know, so I lost the flow. I come back, and it just, you know, you could just feel in the story when I was trying to write that you could just feel you're being pushed against the wall, or the gears weren't nothing was going in the gear. Nothing was. You know, stuff was just grinding. You could feel it. You could just feel like a force pushing against you, like nothing was flowing right. From my experience over the years I've been writing, when you start feeling that, you gotta step back and take a break, and you gotta kind of look at what's going on. You gotta see what the story's telling you, because a lot of times, you know, there's parts of the stories that will kind of write themselves just because you're getting in the flow. You know, most of the time, like when I get into a chapter, sometimes, you know, they'll start out flowing pretty good, and then, you know, inevitably you have to stop and go to sleep, and you come back the next day, and you're like, okay, I remember what I wanted to do yesterday, and you start to try going into it, and it's like, it's not working. It's like, you know, so so generic advice. They're going to go from generic to more specified, I guess, but. Oh no, that's bullshit. Never mind. There's no hierarchy, I guess. But it's just important when you're in a rut like that. You just gotta stop. You gotta step back, take a break, and you gotta think about what the scene's doing. And you know, this actually falls into number 2. The second thing I like to do is exercising regularly can help you. Now, most of the time, I just go for a walk around my hometown, and that's usually about 30 minutes. And usually when I'm walking, I'm muttering like a crazy person to myself, going through the scene I'm working on, or sometimes just thinking about something else. That helps too. Just thinking about something else for a little while. Let that pressure get away from your brain, and then eventually you'll have a moment where you snap and you're like, oh, I can do this, and then you get all excited about it. Then you realize, oh shit, I thought of this 10 minutes before I'm going to sleep. I've had nights like that where I struggled the entire time. I usually write it for an hour a night on weekdays. But I remember one night I was pushing really hard, trying to get the boulder up the hill, trying to get the words written. And I kind of knew I was struggling, and I just couldn't step back. I just couldn't stop and take a break. And the moment I shut down for the night, turn around, I start brushing my teeth, I realize, oh, I can do that. I don't remember what it is now, but it's just one of those things where it's like you just stop for a little bit and let your brain catch up. Let it just process what's going on, and you'll realize what mistakes you're making. So just step back, take a break. Sometimes it really helps. But also, if you're just in the flow and you don't have work the next day, keep going. Go till midnight. Go till 3 a.m., especially if it's Saturday. You can sleep in on Sundays. That's my advice for that, but that's my advice for that. So moving on, exercise regularly. You've probably heard this, a few different writers talk about this, but exercise is important. I'm not talking, go Arnold Schwarzenegger yourself at the gym. Well, I hope that didn't sound bad in the audio. Or, I'm just talking, your body needs movement. You need to give your brain some exercise. Like I said, I usually walk regularly. It's winter right now. It's December 16th, and it's actually very warm today. It was like 30, 40 degrees today, actually. We didn't have a lot of snow. But even then, you get off your regular job at whenever. I guess I shouldn't say mine, but you get off your regular work and it's dark out. And yeah, you can walk at night in the streets. It's not like I live in a big city, so I don't have to worry about it. But walking on slick, icy streets is not fun. I've done it a few times, and I had like a pair of boots just ready to go for ice walking, and it's just not fun. I'd rather go snowshoeing. So I will be. Hunting season's over finally, so I'll be going to the ice rinks here soon. Hopefully I can. I hurt my back last year, so I couldn't. But yeah, just get some exercise. You'd be surprised how much it helps you get that adrenaline going. Whatever you can do, whatever you walk, do some push-ups, just do something. Sorry, my phone went off. But that's important. Your healthy body, healthy mind, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure other writers have talked about that. But exercise and taking breaks is a part of your life. You got to take care of yourself. Now, this next one's a very interesting one because it's music versus no music. And over the year, I usually like to write with music playing in the background. A lot of times, the more instrumental orchestra, the more classical stuff, I guess. More instrumental, I guess. The stuff without words kind of helps a little better. And also, it helps if you find the right song that can get you into the mood of the scene. So I have a playlist of songs that are just specifically for specific scenes. So a lot of times I'll have theme songs for the character. So this song, sorry, I have a blank in the moment, but so I have like one song, let's say Down with the Sickness. Is that the band or the song? But I think it's Lost Prophets. Sorry, I am blanking on the name. So let's just say Down with the Sickness. And, that song is for a particular character when they're in kind of an action scene. And you play that, and it gets you into that character's head, and you can kind of do the scene. That's a little too specific sometimes, because sometimes, this is the part of the no music part. Sometimes when I'm trying to write like a particular scene, sometimes I spend a lot more time than I should trying to find the right music. And at that point right there, here's one of the better things I've noticed. And the important thing is, if you're going to just be playing music off YouTube like I do, like I don't have a playlist on my computer or phone or anything. I just play everything off of YouTube. The problem with that is the ads that pop up. So when you're getting into it and an ad pops up, it can kind of derail you. Best way to get around this, and the best way I've seen it, is when I start music and I kind of have an idea what I want the mood of the chapter to be. I'll select one song and I'll set it on loop. I'll let the ad play through so you don't have to deal with that more than once. But let the song play on loop, and then eventually, as you're getting into the story and you're getting into the story or going, the song will just fade into the background. When I really get into the zone, the music disappears. Like, I know it's still there, it's still playing, but it's just playing on loop. I'm not worried about it changing tracks. I'm not worried about picking some random song that's not matching my mood. I'm not even registered the music there anymore. It just helps get into the zone. So that's the choice between music and no music. And sometimes you can just write with no music. Like I said, I usually write with music, but there are days where I kind of know that when you spend 20 minutes trying to find the right song, you're you're not being the most productive. But then the next 40 minutes can work for you. This next one is another important one. We'll get that spreadsheet on the screen here. Take that down. And this is I didn't always use a spreadsheet. I just started recently doing this. This is for Volume 4, Draft 1. You can see my times here. I started this back in September. Jeez. Fall is kind of my busy season, so there's a lot of erratic numbers. But what's kind of important here is you can track your progress. So I usually do the date, time, new word count. So that's the count I ended minus the previous total words written. This isn't quite important. It's just the important part is I'm tracking my progress, because I was really worried. I was really worried recently, like back on the 9th actually, that I wasn't making progress, and then because I was kind of, you can kind of see by some of my numbers here. Back on the September the 8th, we did 40 minutes. We did 443 words, and then it jumped. I did about 1,200 the next time. Yeah, not exactly 1,200. I wouldn't be surprised if the math was wrong. There might have been some reason this is different. I might have messed up, but oh no, I skipped a day. Oh yeah, I missed the 9th. I know I wrote on the 9th, but I forgot to record it. So yeah, that's why there's a disparity in the numbers. Sorry about that. But anyways, you can see throughout this entire volume, because usually on previous volumes I was averaging about 9 to 1,000 words a night usually. But you can see here I did 400, 400, 200, just about 700, then jumped up to 1,300. So I had good so I was kind of sluggish, and then I had a good writing day, then back to 5, back to 6, jump up to 1,000 again. Sorry, my heater's going. Yeah, sorry, heater. I'm going to try and adjust my mic just a little bit here. So hopefully you can't hear that. Sorry about that. I can't do much about it because I don't want to freeze to death. So, but anyways, you can kind of see throughout this entire process, throughout this entire first draft. There's some gaps here because there's just times I was working so much. So that's good. That's good to keep in mind for context. But you can see I had a lot of smaller days, then some big days, and then some smaller days. So it's nice to know that the pattern has kind of stayed the same. You can see this last stretch here. I was doing shit in December. I had 1,000, then I was down to 200, under 300, and then 4, then 1,000, 600. Then we had almost 3,000 just 2 days ago. Then dropped down to 600. So that's one of those things where you track your progress, and at least you can kind of grade yourself. You can kind of see what's going on. You can see if you can see what's going on if there's just some spots where you just weren't in the mood or just time constraints. But it's good to just keep track of your progress so you can kind of grade yourself or mark your progress. I keep repeating that, sorry. And yeah, so that was number 4. Number 5. Number 5 is this one's just a little personal. Number 5 is a bit of a caveat. So sometimes you just need to relax, and what I mean by that, sometimes you're stressed out by the fact you're not making progress. Sometimes the story's not flowing, and when that happens, sometimes you just need a little extra help. And by help, I mean sometimes you need a drink. I don't recommend doing that a lot. I never really drink more than 2. Like sometimes, and I don't do it often. I very rarely had to take a sip to relax. It's not even just relaxing. Sometimes it's just like your brain's so muddled and confused. You're being so technical about stuff that sometimes you just need to just get a little stupid. And this is more for first draft stuff. Like when you just need to kind of write stuff, get the story going. and then you're reviewing it, it's like, oh man, I must have been plastered when I was doing this. So yeah, so number five, if you're really struggling, don't do this if you're an alcoholic, and I guess if you're Mormon, sorry Shad, but, and like I said, I don't recommend doing this a lot. I don't hardly recommend doing it at all, really. I actually don't really like to drink that much, but because there was a time I did drink a lot more when I was writing, like that, back when I was popping 2 a day, just because I was younger and in my 20s and could legally drink, so I just drank what I wanted all the time. I don't think it was ever a problem. Well, yeah, I better keep that to myself. I might have had a slight problem when I was a lot younger, but not anymore. But there's reasons for that. And like I said, it's a very double-edged sword, you know. But sometimes you're stressed out, and yeah, this does make you more depressed too. So, but sometimes when you're just stressed out and you're thinking too much, you think, you know, you're being too smart. Sometimes you gotta be stupid, you know. Sometimes you just gotta relax, start laughing, rethink about the story, and or what you're doing, and just go into it and have a few of these, get a little buzz, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, and sometimes you're just starting to drink too much and then you're not getting shit done anyways. So yeah, so that's my five things, 4 real ones. The fifth one is, like I said, the fifth one's a caveat. You know, I really don't want to recommend it to anybody. Yeah, so, but that's just what I do. I better check the rules for that. I don't know. Brandon really drinks that. I don't know. Sorry, I shouldn't contemplate. I should end the video. So those are the 5 things I do to help me write better in general. But if I'm having serious writer's block, it goes first time, step back, take a little break. You know, maybe do some exercise, take your mind off it. Consider your music choices. Usually have your music ready to go before you start. Sorry, I'm burping now. And then, you know, 5, just track your progress when you're doing shit. It helps you stay on track, helps you keep going, helps you see what you're doing. You know, if you feel like you're not doing enough, that means you maybe are frustrated and need to take a little break. Things are going well. You know, that's the thing. When you start hitting 1,000 words consistently every time, it really puts you in a good mood. It's like getting the high score, and then it's like getting the high score every time. Oh yeah, one more caveat to number 4. Make sure you write down when you do rewrites. So if you backtrack, so if you have to remove stuff, just make sure you put in the margin somewhere you remove stuff. You know, just so you don't get confused and so you know what's going on. So, but that's just part of tracking your progress. That's the most important one. They're all kind of important, except for the 5th one. 5th one's, like I said, 5th one's a bit of a double-edged sword. Some people have a few sips, feel nice, real productive. Sometimes a few sips turns into a gulp, and next thing you know, you're gulping and not working. So, do what works for you. That's just what I've been doing the last few years. And like I said, the 5th one, taking a few sips here and there, it's a caveat. I'm not going to recommend it wholeheartedly, but I do it sometimes. It's worked like once the last 3 times I tried it. So yeah, all right. I'm about to hit the 20-minute mark. So yeah, see y'all later. Check out Saint Saga: The Black Beast on Amazon. Volume 2 is coming out January 7th, 2025. It's December. So yeah, it's coming. You can pre-order right now. Just the ebook is coming out. The paperback, I gotta do more. I gotta do a few more things for the paperback design. But yeah, but yeah. So book 1's out, book 2's out. Go check it out. All right, bye.